Today is Monday, the 18th at this March month 2019, and we are already at noon. It is 1200 to 12:01:02. And the realities on the conclusions between the decisions of Elishel, the final decisions of all, and the most as best we still build, work and fight for. We are concluding, and this time is just sharing a little bit, one moment between exchanging headsets and one ambient. So it's going to be a brief video each, and we're going to publish as best of the possibilities. You know, Buenos Aires, Argentina continues on making the sort of the probabilities they to be the ones that will decide who has rights and who wouldn't, and I will never match in the possibility for no better for what the day concerns that the whole I exist, I do, and I am as patrimony. As person I exist, and as person I can proceed, and the whole of the virtue of mine they can share and they can put in any others, but give me the right for I to exist. Okay, singular. A sickness is sickness and doesn't has no turn. So we have been talking about this here, remember. So once you have parasites, the parasite is put it out, and the person heals and continues on living, and the parasite dies. And the normalest diseases, once you have a disease, the disease can be ripped out. So at the ripped out, you make the tab over what this deservedly is life for, and at the way of living, once you do the right moment for wording this deservedly to heal, the disease dies and the person leaves. So with this is exactly the same. The disease then gotta die, I'm sorry, there is not any other way, and we leave. The same happens with me. Okay, you know, the clear fact of this doesn't give no sight for no better to treat, and that treating this is exactly live or die, because of the problem is not us, but the sickness this, which they are. During the normal understanding, which this is the point, and the point toward what we do is exactly senses as much we still continue. And the continuing for the work, and the work which deservedly is what we do, introduces the possibility for we can do something once this matters, and deservedly can really give us a normal through, and exactly rights which given for life. So having the best instant which life is, and having a very instant which we try and we fight, still is the best ever concern for the possibilities that this is the point we have to go for. Life cannot really be an element for death, and death cannot really be given for life introduced. So is agony and antagony a sense and nonsense? If a normal reality expressly for what it means, you have an instant where you give yourself to Elishel, and once you've been grown enough, you are embrace of God Himself, Almighty Holy God. That is other reality, but how could you understand life given to someone to kill you permanently? Then doesn't matches, then someone is making a wrong trick, and Elishel is not mean, neither perverse, and something is not right, or at least someone is making a very opportunistic, clever son of a snake thing, and we're not allowed to, but it's around making the sickness that we are saying what for. So the reference is, we establish orders, we identify, we make the right job and the right understanding, which this is about, and our tricky, nasty sickness underestimatable. So the reason why we work the way we do. Okay, just a little moment between. Let's share. Between the references and between the whole, naturally the continuing sickness is until the sickness dies. So there you found life worth us tremendously, and whatever the exponentials much beautifully, the best you can do. Okay, then Dahet li mat kema foet selai lovelech im niet zelt china selai fo im maid lot seva et laiem niet si havot et chaylayat at sama Evot checha Sami Ha-galva Matzef Yetlacha Just one thing. What if the clear fact of the disasters doesn't provide nothing but you are, at the whole of the references, and stimulating, how to say this, like a bite. It doesn't mean Elishel is not doing that. We are not that. But just like every moment for ice takers. Sorry, again, ice takers. Sorry. And suddenly the bite position and the situation comes like you have no choice. You are in the bien, you are in the kalbuk or aselim. And there comes the predator or the prey. You get it. I didn't put myself, Elishel into the people that knows me, never done. But how possibly this relevant character to help me as if I will be the right bite for? But as well at the double, the bite too. But as well at the triple, the bite on. That you have with Tawili. Right there. And suddenly the point towarding this, people that didn't want to do were forced. And we've rescued them. They are safe, they are alright. Others that were not invited turned. And the sickness naturally does, for the whole of the ways and the characters. And others turned with the whole of the sick way, at the whole cost, never caring for nothing and nobody, to making the sickness and the whole abominations to my person and others, for they to call working it out as saying what will deserve at the day, to have me like a last of the whole of the disgusting hell abominable ornaments for whatever the placement of them, and they to play the superior, and I will deserve and I have to hang on whatever consequence or reality because of they had a work to do. Between that all, have the image if you need with a binger. And that doesn't have to happen. That were not allowed. Elishel never done something like that. And we say it. Hell no. And that is something that doesn't have permission, and less about my person and neither our lives. Okay. All right. Just a little bit with this. I think I got the volumes a little high. Let's make just one instant between this. And how does it works? Evo et alechaimav, edleit hatav shah, yamnai, Gileadek hawefai, so et kelofocha, amava, so et layaniat hainemos, im seva, tav shiev, amavad ledemayat achawav, so like Elieh Yemnela Achawamanelot Haikev At Koemab Ainelot Obat Ainelot of so live away Yim Shovalayat Yim Kavalechayat Lai Hamid Sevayot Hamid Sevoyat Lai Amayat Kilkeva Wetrecha They're so soothsome at I'm yet at of sea et kelchmatium soon your life for in my head, in the way. I'm so sorry for the day. I still have symptoms of the same situations I'm aching all over still. Neck, shoulders, arms, back. Muscularly, I feel like suppressed, like affected terribly, as if I will be consumed by something inside. It's terrible. I'm so sorry. Okay, just a little bit about it. Some range. Elishel I'm leyites lasho Elieh Elieh litze Eva Elieh koev im the litzi I watch mein Leid Set Leyevoiva in like Leitzev Kai Layet im Neloivot like Elieh Evshen Layeli
MELECHA'HA Seloi Imev Adlayakev Oinayich Yimselayat Elayavayich I'm my Lotzi Lotzev Imayat Halayavay I'm Mevalayit Etzaylo Layoim Mevlayet Imnaliyat Avo Zayim me. Sorry. Emloet Yochnu Zelayat Eloi Yetov Layevach Medli Elatoi Mevlat Elayit Nemavoid Lo Yikli I'm sorry. Terrible. Inni ala kalvi neva iloet kiel nelayat melavai kala nayalatsev aila lachmat veyanali inna iloet salvoet asho aina layot megmev annalayat annalamayat alayim layev. I'm so sorry. It's the day, and I am the whole day says right. Okay. Sorry, yesterday. I'm drinking my big infusion by Tapirana product. I'm sorry. Embed layit oilayam I'm leinaig I'm evayid loyat laidayet sevayet kalayev
I'm so sorry. so sorry my state, and a simple conversation about it. Evangelistas argentinos, Kirchners y todo diablo, Fuerzas Armadas. Diabla, Fuerzas Armadas. And them tribunales and forensics and whole diabla infraestructura Kirchners, que es lo que son. And whole encenilio, enfermazo argentino. Victims apart. Naturally needs to, because of you don't know how to sing. The thing is that they are over profanation and tellerchab with the techniques of paranormal Secretary of Security of Argentina permanently, watching what they can make business on me. And the whole I do supposedly will be them, the professionals, all I am. And the whole I do and the whole I exist. So, at the first, Diablas Evangelistas supposedly will be the official of the reality of all, and I will scream permanently. And I will make witchcraft that they serves to the possibility of profaning me, that they says they transfers to any Diabla Fuerzas Armadas and that the generation them breed. And them mothers and fathers over the whole of the organization of the sickness, victims apart, for the sickness that they do over businessing me permanently, which this will be me, what they are and what I do. So I do, naturally. Supposedly this will really be one effort of presuming and pretending to be a woman, but making it a grititos de marica in these terms. And other affairs, like if there will be an important thing so they can disqualify and discrediting me and trample me now for their get business and glories and positions and places and the attention toward they will ever have rights to receiving and perceiving anything that is about my person. And like with me, with anybody else's. It's exactly parásitos enfermos, sociópatas peligrosos, the whole plan. Now, the reality over this doesn't exist as Scream to last one single season of 2 days. Nobody ever sings no more. You destroy your body. So the reality is the reference of I have vocal pressure. A lot. I don't train, I don't have my pre-warming for any singing around. I don't have my moment toward to making something else because of they damages me more and damages more people. And goes to making less humanity in the whole that I do and I exist because of they didn't allow me to be or do or exist. And they will ever have to be me, which supposedly is my delusional delirium. And the whole that they do to me will be my fantasy and my cycle state. About cuerpo médico forense, hospitales psiquiátricos argentinos, victims apart, and the whole of the degenerado enfermo argentino with the title to make the business, especially tribunales and Fuerzas Armadas, Ejército Argentino, Evangelistas Kirchners. Gobierno del mundo. De la bestia. Then at the reality for the soul comes the reference of the sickness all over that everything is disqualifiable and I wouldn't know and I will make because of they will prohibit me to be who I am and having the real existence and the virtue that I got, and they will go to profane what they will take away because of they will be the official and some authority but God. And they delirious as any demon, and but I'm sorry, but this is exactly way. Masturbationing out with my photo every day that they will domain my power, my existence, and they will proceed in life. And they will submit me, and I will love and beg for their honor to come over me. And I'm sorry, but this is true. Toda Fuerza Armada y Experto makes this victims apart. Then now, point for this. If there will be something to describe, the reference of this in the script will be, cut them mother of a cut them Sodoma fag, go the cut them hell and don't you come back no more. And it's exactly that. Forgive me the terms, please. And the reality expressly is, I wouldn't have capacity at all because of they will define the realities and defy whole realities. And they will make it through and happen. So they live some witchcraft over profaning me, emulating as much on the background, like the style subliminar, messages for the spirit to move over what I do, and the referring for they will disfigurating the tracks over any differences on voice processors or noise BNSC or whatever the sound processors, which there will be what I do, them voices, and they will become at the time to sacrificing me and anybody else is referring by El-Jai, and once they will defeat in out El-Jai, they will come into the glory of the heaven and all we are, especially all I am. And they thirst to be around saying what I can or not be or exist, and Diablos Enfermos Tribunales Argentinas, victims apart, saying the stamp and you are the expert, you're the police, you're the detective, you are the evangelicals, you're the forensics, you're the doctors, you're the professionals, oh, you know. In the whole as intentional awareness and total willing. Like any sociópata, psicopatazo, enfermo reducido, which are willing for any business. And they are gonna be in hell. Now, the reality simple is, if I am not in capacity, they don't need to threatening to killing people for whatever I try to show or do. And they efforts too much to show what I am not that they says I would. And certifies like a supposed government, it will be truth. So, phenylephrine. I had some around here, I'm sorry. Ibuprofen. I am addicted. I take antibiotics, but they need to healing me. And they need to check if they can introduce drugs in my system, like the medical kidnap, which happened, and there's to saying that it's an offense and a lie and a false denounce. To putting an evidence on an analysis over affecting me, like in certain coffee shop in Buenos Aires by evangelicals and Policía Federal Argentina, to a simple cinnamon tea with 1 cup of water and a couple of cookies and 1 toasted. Will be elementing out for I to come supposedly high and I will ever have the reference and I will leave of it. And trying to introducing drugs and whatever substances and also diseases with also the neighbors in this building. I have been addressed since 2006 and the previous. And trying to pouring testes with salmonella, with anthrax, with tuberculosis, with any other that I will call also with the simplicity of any contamination for whatever product that my mother goes to buy in any supermarket. And they have the special capacity for they can thrive and they can make it happen. And this is not about witch and angels. It's exactly what it is. They call that science. And they says that they are superiors. And they makes everything to happen and everything to be. They manipulates, they destroys, they heals, and makes exactly the sickness of all seasons. And they says that they are superior. So, if the possibility, one contaminated product inside, I have the whole of the diseases dealing with. And they need to reducing me and setting me in a very state of dismantling and diminished and destroyed enough and in out. So, don't you see? What did he do? Disfigurating reality in out for nothing recognizable at all, including neural destruction over chemic lobotomy or any other. Specialized are worse than Nazis, are hell, are Sodoma, and ain't gonna change. Babylonia, and doesn't change it. And this is over. They goes to hell, and I'm gonna have the reality of who I am, which is enough to me. To exist who I am, to making whatever I need to live. And that's it. The same everyone as we've embraced for life. Understand now, so like I am the person I am, and they are destroying me to making the shit that they were permanently doing with the threatening to staging out and blackmailing, with killing people and societies and genociding, if we will not submit, if I will not submit, because of they knows who I am. And the whole shit that they needs to say and calling the attention for and trying to twist and eeling it out and making the people to cut the attention and whatever manipulatable invention and shit that they infrastructures in out and the whole associating shit with the title saying, I cut the title, he doesn't, he cannot show, Argentina doesn't endorse this. Enfermitos de cuarta are willing for anything and I'm gonna bury them in hell. And that is what it's gonna happen. So the reality is whatever the shit they needs to do and making a paper with a rubric over saying judge, prosecutor, and minister and Supreme Court of Argentina in your catamases, Argentina. Rotten shit you are. And that is enough. So the reality, whatever they needs to say, it's going to be for they to die. Worse than already has on the head. And it's enough to me and for everybody. I don't need to be destroyed. I don't need to remain here. I never needed to be here, and they were permanently going also to the governments of the whole of the world, telling about me, my supposed delirious and fantasy, because of also they all will be this consequence and reality about I've suffered, to telling the governments that I were a dangerous one, to never hear. And to never listen, and the criteria for the whole of the focuses of timeless humanity and business over I will making the usurer for whatever damage and denigration and dirting case, for I will come like a very supposed beast in the world. For they to make business in out, even to the governments and international courts, and especially in Israel. But I will be liar. So the reality of this is they have been dying my days and threatening with killing people, whoever to help me and whoever to be with me will ever have to die. And they have been doing that, and I hated that every day. They genocided upon my backs. They murdered upon my backs, and they permanently kidnapped and raped, massively and destroyed and murdered sacrificially upon my backs. And they have still the colita de cuadril, pecheto, cantimpalo, and the whole damn shit with my forum, with the witchcraft, and the goddamn evangelical blow chopping, and making the spit on the shit on the goddamn altar, for there to work them science of Sodoma, Argentina, over me. And any puto hijo de una gran puta forense, con título de juez o con título de fiscal, o cualquier degenerado, presuming to be government or authority, no evangelical bitch, sorry the word, is gonna come to tell me nothing. And to nobody else. I'm sorry for this, is enough. I keep it with this. Sorry for my violence. This is enough. Not anymore.